Hey guys, what is going on? This is Wrestlelamia, back with another episode. The news never stops and neither does Wrestlelamia. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including a Rumble stumble you may have missed, WWE legend's son wants to work in WWE, news on a second Elimination Chamber bout, a boxer wants to wrestle, where's Braun Strowman, another WWE wedding, and more. Boxing champion ready to wrestle. Current heavyweight boxing champion Anthony Joshua is talking about taking off his boxing gloves and stepping into the squared circle. The 31-year-old champion spoke with the alternative sports show about following in the steps of boxing icon Muhammad Ali. "I'm gonna do WWE because that's what Muhammad Ali done, so I'm gonna do WWE." Joshua needs to brush up on his wrestling history since Ali didn't wrestle in the WWF, instead serving as a special guest referee for the main event at the inaugural Wrestlemania. Ali's biggest moment in a wrestling ring was 1976's boxer versus wrestler match between him and Japan's Antonio Inoki. While Joshua's comments aren't evidence of him signing with the WWE, you can be certain WWE would book a match with him given its past use of fighters such as Tyson Fury and Cain Velasquez. Joshua already has an idea what entrance music he wants to use too. What track? What comes to mind? You got two options: Stormzy, Shut Up, or We're Going Scarface, Push It to the Limit. Wiley Flow, Eskimo Dance, all of that. You know what I mean? That would be a classic. Mate, you know what? We'll just mix it all in. Don't be surprised to see WWE reach out to Joshua about working one of WWE's Saudi Arabia super shows once they resume. Fans will no doubt be interested to see how much WWE offers Joshua to wrestle, especially since Tyson Fury was rumored to have earned between $12 and $15 million for one Saudi show. Another Royal Rumble stumble. Looks like there were two mistakes during the Women's Royal Rumble. Apparently, there was a major production error as well as a timing issue when it came to a big elimination. According to PW Insider, Bayley was supposed to last longer in the match, at least until Mickie James' arrival, but was eliminated ahead of schedule. Even worse, the production team missed showing Bianca Belair eliminating Bayley from the Rumble, a huge moment given Bayley and Belair's program and Bayley's main event status. While the WWE did show Bayley being thrown out via replay, it was still a mistake. The Royal Rumble is one of the WWE's most exciting matches, as well as one of the most difficult to work in given the large number of competitors and the need for communication, timing, and the acumen in not being eliminated early. Bayley isn't the first superstar to get eliminated early, and it's more than likely she won't be the last. Has Braun Strowman disappeared again? Where's Braun Strowman been? As fans know, at least if they've been keeping up with our news videos, Braun recently returned from an injury on the SmackDown before this year's Royal Rumble, competing in the Rumble only to disappear from TV again. According to Fox Sports' Ryan Satin, Braun has been dealing with another medical issue. Satin tweeted, "Braun Strowman gives an update on why he's been off TV again. Says he's recently got an infection that went into his bloodstream and it caused him to drop like 15 pounds in 5 days. Hope he has a quick recovery." Satin included a video message from Strowman.
Yo, so a little update. I've been gone off here for a bit. I got really sick over the weekend. I got an infection that got into my blood system. Had to get put on antibiotics for that. It was awful. I've dropped like 15 pounds in 5 days. Couldn't eat and stuff like that. But it looks like I 50 pounds of water weight. All my joints and everything are all swollen and inflamed. But the antibiotics are working. I'm feeling better. We're going to nip this thing in the butt, get back to training, put that mask back on, and I'll be back to seeing you guys very soon.
Strowman just can't seem to catch a break when it comes to injuries. To his credit, Strowman hasn't been pounding back the donuts during his time off, and instead has been working out intensely, with a physique worthy of his moniker, the Monster Among Men. Wrestlelamia wishes Strowman a speedy recovery and looks forward to seeing what WWE has planned for the big man. With any luck, Strowman's frequent injuries won't affect his push in the WWE, and he can get back into the upper card and perhaps even return to the main event. Surprising rumor on second Elimination Chamber match. The Elimination Chamber pay-per-view is just 9 days away and fans are wondering whether the WWE plans on having a second Elimination Chamber match. With WWE Champion Drew McIntyre defending his title, fans speculated whether the WWE might have a women's Elimination Chamber match. As noted in our earlier news video, that supposedly isn't happening, and now, Dave Meltzer is reporting in this week's Wrestling Observer newsletter that the current plan is to have Roman Reigns defend his Universal Championship. While there's no confirmation on this, sites such as Wrestling News are already speculating on who might face the Tribal Chief, with Andrew Ravens commenting, "Kevin Owens is likely to compete, and Daniel Bryan, Cesaro, and Shinsuke Nakamura are also possible." If Roman does defend the title, don't be surprised if Jey Uso gets into the match as Roman's insurance policy so he can hold on to the belt until WrestleMania. As fans know, Edge is currently rumored to be Reigns' opponent, but the reality is that Reigns could use a bit of a push following two lackluster title programs against Jey Uso and Kevin Owens, as well as the flop of a finish at the Royal Rumble. Reigns retaining against 5 opponents would make his match against Edge even bigger. Who would you like to see Reigns square off against if he enters the chamber? Let us know in the comments below. When Vince McMahon realized AJ Styles was phenomenal. AJ Styles didn't enter the WWE until late into his career. Wrestlelamia doesn't consider his brief stint in the company early in his career, debuting at the 2016 Royal Rumble after years of success in Ring of Honor, Impact, and New Japan Pro Wrestling. However, Styles' value was questioned by some in the WWE, so how long did it take for Styles to win over Mr. McMahon? During a recent episode of his new podcast, The Kurt Angle Show, Angle discussed Styles' journey to the top. "I knew Vince would see the value, what AJ needed, because he did try out for WWE, I think back when he started wrestling. He was good, but he didn't have a name. And he builds up his name in TNA and New Japan Pro Wrestling. Built it up big enough that maybe fans knew who he was." The WWE Hall of Famer went on to note just when McMahon realized he'd signed a true main eventer. "The gauge was when he came out at the Royal Rumble, and the fans were so excited it was AJ Styles. You know, a lot of WWE fans feel like, or a lot of WWE personalities don't think that WWE fans watch TNA wrestling. I think they do, because they knew exactly who AJ was, and I think Vince saw the reactions and went, wow, this guy's a star already. He hasn't even been here, you know, this is his first day, and he's a star. I think that he had to build a name for himself, and he did it right. It's a shame that AJ ends up in the WWE when he's in his 40s. Wrestling fans know that no matter how much success a wrestler may have outside of WWE, it's often hard for Vince McMahon to appreciate their talent if he had no role in their success. Far too many times, stars from outside WWE have come in only to see their careers fizzle because Vinnie Mac just didn't get their act or dismissed them because he didn't make them stars. Thankfully, AJ Styles didn't fall into this trap and has had a fantastic run in WWE, so much that he's made it clear he plans on ending his career in the WWE. While the argument can be made that Styles' best years are behind him, it's a hard case to make when you see him performing at such a high level, even though he's in his 40s. WWE legend's son ready to come to WWE? The WWE may see a new second-generation wrestler as it appears that Bronson Rechsteiner, the son of former WWF Tag Team Champion Rick Steiner, is training in the WWE. During the NXT TakeOver conference call, Triple H discussed a number of top prospects coming to the Performance Center. "I'm incredibly excited about Parker Boudreaux coming in, Bronson Rechsteiner. We have a lot of people coming in the door. Just as much as I am about people that have been here for a while, like Rick Bouguez, and a lot of people that are in the door that are at the cusp, but COVID has slowed that down. But they're right there. When I say that the future is bright, this is what I'm talking about." According to Sportskeeda's Amar Anand, Bronson Rechsteiner is a former professional football player who last played for the Baltimore Ravens. After he was waived by the Ravens, Rechsteiner wrestled his first pro wrestling match at AWF WOW WrestleJam 8. Both Boudreaux and Rechsteiner could be two potential big stars, and it'll be interesting to watch their careers progress. Wedding bells are ringing. Last but not least, add Mia Yim and Keith Lee to the growing list of real-life wrestling couples. Mia Yim, aka Stephanie Bell, tweeted a picture of herself and her fiancé Keith Lee with the message, "I said yes, Mr. and Mrs. Lee, at Real Keith Lee." No word on when the couple plans to get married. Wrestlelamia wishes the future Mr. and Mrs. Lee all the best on their upcoming nuptials. Well guys, there you have it, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know in wrestling. What did you think of these stories and rumors? Be sure to leave your comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time for some more wrestling content.